governors of the southeastern states have agreed to set up a joint security patrol in all major highways as a measure to contain the rising insecurity in the region. And joining me now live from Aba is the governor of Abia State, Dr. Okezie Ikpeazu, for more insights on this development. Good to have you on the News at 10 tonight. So now let's first off start with this. On the agreement to set up the 24-hour joint patrol, talk to us about how the governors intend to make this happen, especially as we understand that the region has another security network set to have been launched by Nnamdi Kanu, which is said to be the Eastern Security Network and also aims to well protect the Southeast from terrorists and other criminal elements. How does this intend to work?
Well, thank you very much. The decision of the governors to set up this joint operation is season 2 or phase 2 of what we started several months ago by making sure each of the states have a security outfit under the aegis of a Bubago. So we want to operationalize and deepen the security operations in the Southeast as the Yuletide approaches. This is our response to the spate of insecurity. You recall that a few months ago or a few weeks ago, a distinguished senator was attacked in Anambra. You also know that in Abia State, a prelate of the Methodist Church was kidnapped and released after payment of ransom. And the SSG of Enugu also suffered in the hands of these people. So what we are trying to do is to make sure that we have more boots on ground to ensure that we will patrol all the major highways. But beyond that, there is a committee, as I speak, working on all our border communities. Because what we noticed is that somebody will commit a crime in Abia and just move over to Imo and become a gentleman. And vice versa, somebody can commit a crime in Ebonyi and move into Abia and become a gentleman. So we want to make sure that our border communities are adequately sensitized and we can actually monitor and apprehend these hoodlums. Because such synergy will ensure that there will be no hiding place for any of them going forward. I want to reinforce what was said by the chairman of our forum, that ESN was not a creation of the Southeast Governors Forum. And to that extent, we don't determine the operation, the architecture, and the modus operandi of that outfit. So it will be difficult for us to rely solely on what ESN is doing. ESN is not our creation at all. Therefore, we want to see how we can do something as a people to make sure that our region is safer.
And how would you react to the allegation by the Labour Party presidential candidate that ESN was formed by the Southeast governors?
That is fallacious and not true. ESN was not formed by the governors. The governors formed a Bubago, and in forming a Bubago, we consulted widely the governors and the leaders of the entire Southeast, met severally at Enugu and decided to come up with a Bubago. And it was not done in secret. At no point did we, I don't know where that information came from, and the essence of that comment in our communique was just to put records straight.
All right, in the communique presented by the Southeast governors, they say that they believe rather still on security. Let's talk about political matters still on the same issue now. They're asking that a political solution is possible with respect to the case of Nnamdi Kanu vis-a-vis the court ruling. What does the Southeast governors mean by this? What are they talking about, a political solution?
Well, in the first place, we are miffed by the fact that there is a court judgment ordering the court to ordering those that are in custody of Nnamdi Kanu to release him forthwith. And the least we expect is that court orders should be obeyed. But I also understand that the federal government has gone to court again to legalize or legitimatize their hold on Nnamdi Kanu. In all of this, going back and forth will not yield the desired result within the shortest possible time, because we're expecting elections, and our people are genuinely worried about the fate and the health of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And we are saying that conversations and discussions around releasing Nnamdi Kanu can also be part of what we need to put on the table while we see how that goes. And the governors are willing to participate in this conversation on the terms of the federal government. This is what we're saying, because our people really do not understand what is going on now.
All right, let's move to the issue of the floods that have recently ravaged some parts in the southeast. Now, we understand that this situation is similar to what happened 10 years ago. Relief materials were donated to flood victims, and it has been attributed rather to the release of water from Lagdo Dam in Cameroon. Now, talk to us about what the government, or the governors rather, in the southeast are doing to ensure there isn't a repeat of what just happened in the southeast and other parts of the south as well.
Okay, I'm going to speak from two fronts. Here in Abia, in 2016, my government dredged the Aba River, and we dredged again this 2022. We also dredged the Ifobra Pond, we dredged Orata Pond, we dredged Omabai Pond. And these are ponds that take up large volumes of water. And it is because of this that we did not, we're not badly hit in terms of the flood issue. Having said that, we think that some rivers in the southeast and across Nigeria are so huge that no state government can do the dredging. If you look at Orash River in Imo and look at River Benue and also look at River Niger, if you dredge these rivers, you create volume, space for stormwater, and also whatever volume of water that is released from the dam in Cameroon to be accommodated. So that if there is an overflow in terms of flood, it will not be as devastating as what we see now. The other strategy would be that we must do something about our regional and urban planning interventions. The urban planners seem to issue authority to erect buildings across canals and channels, and that is not fair enough. So we must take very serious consideration regarding our environment, our building plans, and how they interrupt flow of water, natural channels for flow of water. For the intervention now, we categorized our intervention into three. The first one is, what do we do in the immediate? And we have agreed that we are going to send some aid in terms of palliative to all those within the region that are trapped in the various IDP camps. But we are not happy that we are sending materials, mattresses, and food to our kinsmen that are dislocated from their homestead, because flooding is as bad as asthma. I know of some areas today that there is no single poultry farm that is surviving. Farms are submerged. So what do you do about livelihood? Will the person be eating Indomie in the IDP camp for how long? When he returns, what about the certificates and the documents that were destroyed by this, So the next level will be to rehabilitate these flood victims. They must one day go back to the, so we are also combining and synergizing to see how we can rehabilitate them and take them back to their homes and empower them sufficiently to start a new life.
Thank you
Thirdly,
so much,
we must
Dr.
emphasize.
Okeze Ikpeazu. Apologies, we cannot take further insights on this very matter. Well, we appreciate all you've said so far on the news at 10 tonight.
You're welcome.